Unfortunately, Alistair showed no signs of waking. I flagged down a neurologist for advice. Is it common for a patient to remain unconscious for several days following an OD?
I'd say 40 hours on average is normal. Any longer than that and I'd be a little worried. But he's had a CT and an MRI and they came back clean.
And the EEG?
Clean. No sign of epilepsy or anything of that nature.
When I visited Alistair's room on my rounds, Yurika rushed over to me.
Why can't he wake up?
We don't know. We ran a bunch of tests, but they all came back normal. Sleep is an unconscious state in which the human body has a reduced response to external stimuli until woken. However, in his case, no amount of external stimuli has woken him.
So he's in a coma.
Something like that. But to be clear, he's not in a total vegetative state. His body responds to pain and other stimuli through changes in expression or reflexive movements. Basically, he's not in a wakeful state, but he's still...
Just get to the point already.
When we scanned his brain, we found that his body is sleeping while his brain itself is active. In other words, he's dreaming.
Dreaming. So what's your hypothesis? Why can't he wake up?
I'm not a neurologist, so I'm not well versed in consciousness disorders. But if there's nothing wrong with him physically, then there must be something wrong mentally. Long story short, he's actively refusing to wake up.
Is that even possible?
Beats me. But he clearly must have wanted an escape from reality if he was ready to take his own life. Normally, the human brain doesn't perceive a dream to be a dream until after it ends. So if he's dreaming right now, then to him, that dream is real life.
Will he ever wake up?
He'll be fine. You know what they say. All good dreams must come to an end.
Wolfe spoke cheerfully in an attempt to lighten the mood. I mean, his body's perfectly fine. He might hop out of bed tomorrow for all we know.
Yeah, that's the spirit.
Is there anything I can do for him?
Talk to him every day. Touch him. Play music for him. Any kind of stimulus would help.
And where does she get that plan of hers?
From there, Yurika would visit the hospital every day and talk to Alistair until visiting hours were over.
Were you telling him stories then, or is that later? Alistair, please wake up. I'm begging you.
Yurika, let's call it a night. Yurika.
Okay.
All joy had drained from her face. It was like she was that sad little girl all over again. Get over here. I took her by the arm and hauled her onto her feet. She was always skinny, but over the past few days she had wasted away to practically nothing. Open your mouth.
I'm gonna force feed you candy now. I know you like it.
I popped a piece of candy into her mouth. You need to remember to eat. And this piece of candy does not count for the record. What if you end up in the hospital yourself? You really want Mom, Dad, and Woolfe to worry even more than they already do?
No.
Then go to my apartment. Make dinner and wait for me.
Dinner for you and me?
Is there anyone else? Woolfe, maybe? If you'd rather make dinner at your place and invite him, I don't mind.
I mean, that would probably be slightly more appropriate, but...
I could see the light slowly returning to her eyes.
No, I think I'd rather go to your place.
Privately, I was relieved. She still seemed to need me.
Okay. Weird thing to think, but sure. Yeah, you know, let's just keep the codependency going. Now that she doesn't need Alistair. Now that she can't have Alistair, let's have her move her dependency to you instead. That sounds like a solid plan. But I don't know what kind of food you like. Other than candy, obviously.
Curry and rice.
Really?
She looked at me dubiously. As I fell silent, a knowing smirk crept up on her face.
Wasn't that the first thing she ever made? Okay then. You got it. It'll be ready when you get home. I don't know, I got bad vibes about this, guys. Bad vibes.
I'm back.
Welcome home!
Back in my apartment, Yurika greeted me enthusiastically.
Dinner's ready, and I'm starving!
You could have eaten without me, you know.
What? No way! I at least wanted to eat it with you. Now, less talking, more walking.
She grabbed my arm and dragged me to the dining room. Dinner was already served and on the table.
Here you go. It's my original recipe, Yurika curry.
Thanks for cooking. As I took a bite, I felt her eyes on me.
Well, is it good?
Yeah. So good. You should make it for me again sometime.
Okay.
She nodded, beaming. For the first time in a long while, her smile was genuine.
Oh yeah, and I made dessert too. We can have some later.
Cool. What are you giggling about?
It's been a long time since the two of us ate food together. Yeah, it was Christmas.
Good point. We haven't really done that much, have we?
There was that shopping date, but other than that, not really. Yeah, you know, just Christmas.
Yeah. She rested her chin in her hands and watched me eat.
You know, curry's the first thing I ever learned how to make. It means a lot that you remembered.
Admittedly, curry and rice was a favorite of mine, but that particular association was a painful one. Feeling a little better. Ultimately, I decided to dodge the subject without acknowledging it one way or the other.
Yeah. Say, could I spend the night tonight? Will you let her spend the night? I don't think that's appropriate. She's gonna stay anyway, isn't she? Ugh. Ugh. I'm sorry, I'm just like... do I still want to enable this girl? No. I'll say that's not fine. She'll stay anyway. It doesn't matter. I know her.
Hell no.
Oh, come on! Don't be stingy! I packed an overnight bag and everything! Knew it.
You just assumed I'd let you.
Won't you? See? It didn't even matter. I don't even know why I bother with these choices. It doesn't even matter.
Fine, suit yourself. She probably just didn't want to sleep in that big empty house all by herself.
Did Mom and Dad leave again already? Rude. Yay! Yay! Whoopee. What?
After that, Yurika started crashing at my place with increasing frequency.
Uh-huh.
Luckily, I had a spare room for her to use. But before long, she started sleeping in my room.
Uh-huh.
As annoying as it was, I didn't want to be too harsh with her in her current condition.
I think you should think about the fact that she's in her current condition because you and everyone else has not been harsh enough with her. Have you considered this, Mr. Psychologist Hunter, sir?
We spent so much time together. It felt like we were making up for all that time spent apart.
Ryoushi?
What is it? She called out to me as she lay on my bed.
I'm sorry to keep you up so late. I know you have work tomorrow.
It's fine. Don't sweat it. I'm used to it. I gave her a little pat on the head and she smiled bashfully.
Hey, Ryoushi? How come you decided to be a doctor?
Huh? Where'd that come from?
Just wondering, that's all. You never seemed to want to be a doctor when we were younger, but these days you're married to the job. Was it because of Snow White?
You could say that. As always, my sister's intuition was frighteningly sharp. That being said, I had told her about Snow White back when I first proposed that we adopt Alistair, so it wasn't unreasonable for her to reach this conclusion on her own.
You said Snow White is still asleep inside Alistair, right? What's he like?
Quiet kid. Hard to tell what he's thinking, I guess. But when he finally speaks up, he has such a snotty attitude. I could scarcely believe it at first.
Wow.
She smiled brightly.
While we're on the subject, would you tell me the story of how you two first met? I'm writing down some thoughts for fairy tales to read to all the boys, and I need to know the deets. Now I'm curious if she asks Woolfe a similar question when it comes to Red.
I do have work tomorrow, remember?
Yeah.
She lowered her voice sadly. Fine, I'll tell you the story. I wasn't sure what had brought this on, but I decided to humor her for a while. As I recall, we first met. And so I told her the story of me and Snow White. As she listened, she slowly closed her eyes. Then, one day... Did she come over again? When I came home from work, I found dinner ready for me, but Yurika was nowhere to be seen. Yurika? You here? I thought maybe she was hiding in a closet as a prank or something, but evidently not. Yurika? When I opened my bedroom door, I found her slumped over my desk. She's friggin' asleep. Hey, go sleep in a bed like a normal person. I shook her shoulders but got no response. The desk was buried in books about psychology and psychiatry.
Oh, so this is where she's doing her research, eh? Mm-hmm.
Good grief. Fine, we'll do this the hard way. Upsy daisy. I scooped her up and carried her to the bed. Whew. I don't know what you're up to, but don't push yourself too hard. Sweet dreams. But as I started to walk away, I felt a tug on my sleeve.
Don't go.
You're awake.
Yeah.
She blinked drowsily.
Somebody save me. Will you cuddle with me, Ryoushi?
Shut up and go back to sleep. You're tired, aren't you? I'll turn the lights off so you...
No! I can't sleep unless you cuddle me!
I beg your pardon. Quit acting like a baby.
You're the one who called me a fetus.
Well, you're not. You're in college now.
But I'm still a kid to you. You said so yourself. Several times. And now all of a sudden you want to act like I'm an adult?
Times like these, I knew she wasn't going to back down. She was hopelessly stubborn, demanding, and needy. And I was her big brother. Alright, what happened? Tell me all about it.
Nothing much. I just had a nightmare for the first time in a really long time. I'm too scared to be alone right now, so I want you to stay with me, that's all.
At this, I facepalmed.
What?
That's the kind of thing you should only say to a guy you trust. Ideally, someone you love. At this, her eyes widened in surprise.
What is that, a pickup line?
She poked fun at me with a smirk.
Don't worry, Ryoushi. I do love and trust you, because you're my big bro. Are you blushing? Don't, sir, if that's a blush, I'ma smack you.
I pulled off my jacket, turned the lights off, and like a big dummy, and then...
Dinner's getting cold, you two. You're wasting food.
Hey, move over to the other side. I slid in next to her in the bed.
Yay. Sorry, I was just thinking, like, I feel like a lot of this informed Gretel's route the most. And it makes me uncomfortable. Makes me kind of low-key, high-key uncomfortable. That's all I'm saying. Yay!
Do not try to cuddle me. It's obnoxious.
Aw, come on. Don't you want to cuddle with your cute little sister?
Hell no. And I haven't eaten or showered, just FYI.
Oh, you haven't? I'm sorry. You can go take care of that. I'll wait here for you.
Evidently she was dead set on us sleeping in the same bed. It's fine. I'll just do it in the morning.
Okay. Hey, Ryoushi? Will you read me a picture book?
Oh, for the love of...
Just kidding. This is the first time we've ever slept in the same bed, huh? Feels like we're normal siblings now.
Normal siblings don't sleep together at our age, genius.
You sure? Honestly, I don't know what normal is supposed to be like. In my eyes, my life is normal. Yeah, I mean, I never would have guessed you wouldn't know what normal is, girl, based on all your interactions with everybody in your life.
Yeah, I can't blame you. From the moment we were born, normalcy was far beyond our reach. This was still true today, and would probably never change.
Not that I hate Mom and Dad or anything. I respect them, and I'm grateful to them. But our bond is tenuous at best. I mean, they've never once read me a picture book. Hey, Ryoushi? To tell the truth, I know you used to defend me behind the scenes. I know you tracked down a boy who was mean to me and yelled at him. And you always gave me candy when I was crying. And you were the only one who noticed my ribbon. The truth is, I've always thought you were the coolest. I just tried not to show it because I was afraid you hated me. But deep down, I've always wanted your reassurance.
No, I don't hate you.
You mean it?
I mean it. Though if I'm being honest, I admit I kept my distance from you. Looking back, I can admit I felt inferior to you. You were talented right from a young age, and everyone fawned on you. I worked like hell to get those same people to notice me, but you made it look so easy. And you were a full 10 years younger than me too. I was so bitter about it I wanted to die. I hated being compared to you, so I stayed away from home as much as possible.
I had no idea.
That's all in the past now, though.
Oh yeah? Do you like me now? Or do you hate me?
Why are those the only options?
Because!
Enough. Just go to sleep already.
Aha! You dodged the question! Oh, big brother! Big brother!
You know how you said you wanted my reassurance?
Yeah?
Well, you're my little sister, and nothing will ever change that.
So you're saying you're offering?
Interpret it however you want.
Okay then, I think I will. Hey, Ryoushi?
What is it now?
What if Alistair never wakes up ever again?
That won't happen. Trust me. He's gonna wake up. I guarantee it.
I sure hope so. I think it might be my fault. I think I pushed him to the breaking point.
You would think correctly. Ryoushi, she thinks correctly. Don't do this.
It's not. You didn't.
I'm so sorry.
That is the fakest ass cry I've ever heard.
Yeah. Although, I do find it interesting. We know our girl doesn't cry in front of, like, anybody, but she does cry in front of her big brother.
The dam burst and Yurika began to cry. Perhaps her heart had finally reached its limits.
Or she's trying to buy sympathy. One or the other.
We had tried all kinds of things to wake Alistair, but none had worked. There were cases similar to his both domestically and outside of Japan, but only a few, and none with a clear cause. Just in case, I had my mother use her connections to put me in touch with some hospitals overseas, but I knew it wouldn't solve anything. Lying there in his hospital bed, Alistair slept like a baby. Was the world just too much for you to bear? Did you disparage and blame yourself so much that you no longer saw any value in living. If so, well, I still believe in you. And it's your job to heal my sister's heart.
No, 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 no. Bad Ryoshi. Bad. Bonk. Bonk, 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 bonk. No. It is not his job to do that. It's nobody's job. Nobody. She's gotta get help, alright? From a professional who's not you. Because obviously you are biased as well, sir. I can't believe you just thought that toward this boy. Oh, doctor!
Out in the hallway, I bumped into a nurse making her rounds.
I noticed Yurika and Woolfe seem to have cheered up lately.
So it seems, yeah.
I'm so relieved. Yurika's been devastated ever since Alistair fell unconscious.
Sorry to make you worry.
Oh, no, don't be. I'm just glad they found the strength to move forward. Hopefully Alistair wakes up soon.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me.
What is it?
I hear Yurika's been reading books out loud to him.
So it's begun. She has. That was news to me. Neither Yurika nor Woolfe had mentioned a word of it in my presence.
Yes, I heard her doing it when I passed by earlier. He always loved those old fairy tales, didn't he?
Fairy tales?
Mm-hmm. Hey, Woolfe, you look like you're up to no good.
Good!
The hell are they being all sneaky about? Curious, I decided to investigate.
Anything?
Coast is clear!
Okay then, let's pick up where we left off.
Keeping myself out of sight, I peered in through a tiny gap in the door and watched them.
Time for Snow White's story, right?
Oh, you picked a great time to listen in, honey. A great time. Right. I'm appreciating this, though, because I've been curious what this looks like from the outside. Because we saw it all, like, internally. But how does this play out externally?
Yurika sat down at Alistair's bedside and took his hand in hers.
That being said, fine was not the same thing as I promise I won't go. Sorry, Red. I know you're worried about me, but I'm not going to get my Prince Charming if I just sit around at home like a good girl. And so, that night, I snuck out to the forest.
Doesn't sound like any fairy tale I've ever heard. I was planning to stop them if it seemed unsafe, but they didn't appear to be doing anything out of the ordinary.
I mean, out of the ordinary, sure, but it definitely doesn't seem unsafe externally.
Except for the fact that all the characters were based on Alistair's personalities and or real-life acquaintances.
The biggest fanfic that ever fanficked.
I wasn't sure what led her to do something like this, but I was the one who encouraged her to talk to him, and I didn't see an issue with her reading him some fanfiction.
He even called it fanfiction, I love it.
Still, it was weird that she would go out of her way to hide it from me. Yurika! I waited for her to leave the room, then called out to her. I noticed you've been spending more time alone at the summer home. Are you okay on your own? Want me to ask Mom and Dad to come?
No, that's okay.
Alright. Well, have Woolfe walk you home when it's dark at least.
Okay.
I considered interrogating her, but decided to just let her be. I could try to question her until I was blue in the face, but she'd never tell me. And even if she did, I'd gain nothing from it. Luckily, Yurika had Woolfe in her life. Woolfe was a smart kid who cared about his friends. He'd stop her from doing anything too reckless.
Are you sure about that?
See ya. Don't push yourself too hard.
Ryoushi!
I started to walk away, but she stopped me. What?
Thanks. Because of you and Woolfe, I'm finally ready to take the next step.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. I smiled and she smiled back.
I really do think you were meant to be a doctor. You're always paying close attention to the people around you. But I can't do that. I have tunnel vision when it comes to the things I care about, just like Mom and Dad. I'll do whatever it takes to get what I want. And right now, I'm winning the game. But if it ever starts to look like I'm gonna lose...
Suddenly her expression weakened. I exhaled, walked over, and flicked her forehead. I don't know what you're babbling about, but even if your recklessness costs you everything, I'll be there to clean up your mess. I'm your brother, and I'm a doctor. It's my job to help you.
Right.